There we go. All right. We're on the other side of the multiplication page. So this page is also called A. And we're going to talk more about multiplication, but maybe not the way you're expecting. So we said yesterday that, or whenever, that multiplication is addition repeated. So repeated addition is the same as multiplication. In other words, once you get to the sophisticated level where you are going to have to add something over and over and over again, you didn't want to do 2 plus 2 plus 2 plus 2 plus 2 plus 2 plus 2 because you had a better way to do it. You just go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 2 times 7 is 14, much faster. We are doing the same kind of a thing. You are leveling up, but this time you're leveling up and you're repeatedly multiplying. So if you have to repeatedly multiply a number, so let's say that I have some yeast and I'm making bread, and I tell you that every 5 minutes the number of yeast cells doubles. So after 5 minutes, let's say there was 2 yeast cells, and after 5 minutes it has doubled. And after 5 more minutes, that number has doubled. And after 5 more minutes, that number has doubled. And after 5 more minutes, that number has doubled. And after 5 more minutes, that number has doubled. And on, every 5 minutes, it's doubling. So one way to do this is to multiply a little bit at a time. 2 times 2 is 4. 4 times 2 is 8. 8 times 2 is 16. 16 times 2 is 32. 32 times 2 is 64. 64 times 2 is 128. 128 times 2 is 256, sorry. Okay? I repeatedly multiplied 2 over and over and over again. Now, the other way to repeatedly multiply is to use exponents. Exponents are repeated multiplication. So in this case, just like over here, I had this and I shortened it to that. I had this and I can shorten it to 2 to the 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 2 to the 8th power. This tells me I'm going to multiply 2 times 2 8 times. I'm going to repeatedly multiply 8 times. So let's talk about this right here. So we have 2 to the 8th power. This 2 right here, I'm going to go over it in yellow, go around it, I should say. This 2 right here, that is the base. We call that the base. The base is the number that's going to be repeatedly multiplied. This number up here then is the power, also known as the exponent. And this is how many times we are multiplying the base by itself. So 2 to the 8th power is the same thing as 2 times 2 times 2 times 2, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So the base shows up every single time, and the power is how many times we're multiplying. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 2 to the 8th power is 2 times itself 8 times. Let's do another one for practice. How about 3 to the third power? What is it equal to? First, what problem is it equal to? It's equal to 3 is our base times itself 3 times. 3 times 3 times 3. Now when I go to solve that, well, I know that 3 times 3 is 9, and I know 9 times 3 is 27. So 3 to the third power is 27. Let's do one more. Let's do 5 to the fourth power. So start out by writing what problem that is. Hopefully you wrote 5 times 5 times 5 times 5. And now take that problem and figure out what that equals. Okay, so 5 times 5 is 25. 25 times 5, well, I can count by 25 5 times. 25, 50, 75, 100, 125. So then lastly, 125 times 5. Can do that off to the side. 10, 12. 625. So 5 to the fourth power is 625, and that is exponents, which are repeated multiplication.